Wait, where's Donald?
He's off on a relaxing remote vacation.
Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Della Duck back on Earth where she belongs, while some others... not so fortunate. Now before we tear into this beast, let me introduce you all to Amino Stories. If you've been a longtime TNBT fan, you must already be familiar with the Amino apps. But if you install their primary application, you'll have access of exclusive stories on my page. I have of course already started, and they will be stories including theories, excerpts from my videos, and possibly future ones, and much more. Just remember that Amino is indeed free on both Play Store and the App Store, so once you have the app installed, don't forget to select the Discover icon and search whatever stories interest you. And no matter who you are, there should be a special story just for you. If you are a die-hard cartoon analyzer like me, I'll see you there. I'm the next big thing, and I approve this message. Now continuing on with the video, today we're going to be discussing about the episode Nothing Can Stop Della Duck, where we have Della introducing herself in the most embarrassing way possible. When she first reveals herself, nearly everyone's reaction to her is the same. That is, except Louie, who has trouble throughout the episode adapting to having a mother around for a change. And one major detail, as I recall, he was also the same one in the past who secretly struggled the most never having her around. He even felt guilty for not being as great of an adventurer as her and instead had a spunky, smooth talking persona. It's even represented whenever Della finally bakes them cakes as a celebration, with both Huey and Dewey's cakes shown as bright and colorful, while Louie's on the other hand is more so plain and dull. Louie even is also the only one shown as the most skeptical and in denial before accepting the fact that she really had returned. But can you blame him? They just got done in season 1 finale with fighting off literal shadows. Della of course doesn't start off as the best example for the kids, but tries her best, giving them cakes with fizzy rocks, which doesn't even sound safe.
That's because after all the lawsuits, the government claimed they were unsafe to eat.
Riding down the mansion's stairway railing, and nearly burning down the kitchen. All things that Beakley eventually had to clean up herself in the end. Oh, and did I mention that Della actually had planned to name the triplets Jet, Turbo, and Rebel? Louie would be the rebel. From Della's perspective, since she's been away from the family and the mansion itself for a while, she has to adjust with her surroundings. Small things such as her realizing that Duckworth is no longer the caretaker but yet Miss Beakley is, though she refers her as Agent 22 due to her history, and notices that while she was away, Launchpad became the new pilot for the group. And in speaking of her perspective, there's a moment within the episode when Scrooge converses with everyone else about Della and how she's not a true mom, or at least not yet. But due to cartoon logic, she only hears a part of it and thinks that she's not a real mom at all. So she enters the garage that is never locked these days.
I really need to start locking this door.
And contemplates on how she's going to win the approval of her children. She then kicks a random golden robotic monster from the past and attempts to beat it. And it really would be coincidentally the same exact monster that she was telling her triplets about as a bedtime story before sending them off to bed. Things obviously go south, and so the rest of the gang decide on helping her. They even eventually figure out the weakness of the monster: loud noises. So Della uses air horns from her stash out of the knight armor from before and places them inside of the crack in between the giant, but gets her mechanical leg stuck. Louie nearly gets crushed by the giant until Della manages to sacrifice her leg in order to save her son, which officially convinces Louie to fully accept Della and what it's like to have a mother. And so everything is fine, nothing can possibly go wrong. And then there's Donald Duck. You know, I didn't want to believe it in my previous analysis, but it's true. He somehow managed to crash on the moon much like Della and thankfully survived due to the Oxychew. However, this time he wasn't exactly presented with a warm welcome. Lunaris immediately orders the moon dwellers to seize him and the episode abruptly ends. However, this instance simply in a way answers my question from before. How will the moon dwellers know of Della Duck and her family's exact coordinates, or location in general? Welp, Donald's ship crashed, so maybe they won't be able to instantly find their location simply by searching through the ship's last landing report, but perhaps they'll force it out of Donald somehow. These past 2 episodes just prove that he is by far, without a shadow of a doubt, the unluckiest duck in the world. My man had free tickets to go to a vacation on a friggin' cruise ship, but instead ended up on the moon of all places, which coincidentally was the same place Della had encountered a planet filled filled with people controlled by a backstabbing leader. And also, I understand I didn't really touch on this subject previously, but what the heck are they gonna do about the broken quill that could have led the gang to unlimited treasures? Scrooge just sort of broke it in the very beginning of the episode, and then there it was, boom, it just never was brought up again. But I guess now that Della's back, there's no return for that ever happening again, huh? Anyways, this is basically the end of the analysis, and if you haven't heard already, I've already begun my Amphibia episode overviews. And once again, try hitting me up on the Amino app, the comment section, you name it. This has been, once more, the next big thing, and I will see you all lovely people in the next one. Peace!